in today's video, I wanted to go over the Framework laptop versus the Apple laptop. I have the, I think the 13-inch I'll put up here. I've got a 14-inch M1. For Macs, I've been using Macs since 2005, I think. So I've had all the different iterations, iMacs, MacBooks, MacBook Pros, the new M1 MacBook Pro, probably something else. I had the Tower at one point. And then for PC, for Windows, for work, I've always had a Windows laptop. I've had the Toughbooks and the Dell Toughbook version that I've mentioned before. So I feel like I have a pretty good range of Windows versus PC. And insert joke here, right? So what are some big differences that I've noticed? Security is one. On Apple, anytime you reboot the computer, you have to put in your password before you can ever use your Touch ID to open the computer. On Windows, when you boot up the computer, Windows 11, you can just use your thumbprint or your fingerprint and it unlocks the computer. Which, you know, I mean, speed-wise, I understand. But from a security standpoint, it's nice knowing that you can just enter that password in. You have to when you reboot. And then also, just peace of mind, you know, I mean, whatever the situation might be, it's just nicer to know that you can put in your password. And from a memory standpoint, from like personal, like human memory, being forced to type in your password every time you reboot, which again, it's not that often on a Mac, but when it, you know, update or something, it's still sometimes. It helps you not forget your password to log in, which is very important. Another difference is web browsing. So I use Edge on my Windows 11 because Firefox I use for work, so I keep those separate. One thing I've noticed is the autofill password. So on a Mac, on the latest version, it will make you use your fingerprint to autofill the passwords. On Windows, it'll just autofill, which again, convenience, I understand. But if someone takes your laptop and they get it, even for a short period of time and they know where to go to, they can just go to different websites and it'll autofill. If they get a Mac, they have to use a fingerprint to complete the autofill. And again, it's just another safety feature. Another thing that I thought was very unusual, and I Googled a lot to try and figure out why I couldn't get it to work. Apple Mail is good, and I've been an Apple Mail fan for a long time, but Outlook is just better. It handles attachments better, it's just better, right? Something that I thought was very unusual is on any Windows computer for Outlook, you cannot have a single inbox. And you can put all of them in favorites, right? You can put all your inboxes in the top favorites drop down. But on Mac, for the longest time, which doesn't make any sense to me, for the longest time, there is a combined inbox in Outlook on Macs. And it is not there on Windows. And I have no idea why. I Googled, I went to the forums for Microsoft, I watched videos. There's just nowhere that I can find, and I could be wrong, there is nowhere that I can find to have one single inbox with all of your email accounts on a Windows. And it's just so strange to me because Outlook does it on Mac. And even one of the comments that was only from about a year when I was looking said the same thing. They're like, I can do this on a Mac. I don't understand why I can't do this on Windows. It's the same program. So that's one thing that's just confusing because I'm sure like many people, I have multiple email addresses and it's easy just to have one inbox and be able to go through and just see all the emails in one spot. One other thing that I guess with just Windows inherently that it just has always bothered me is updating. I just feel like there's more control of when that happens on a Mac. And it's just been smoother for when there's an update that I can choose to install it and do all that kind of stuff. On a Windows, I know you can turn off the auto update. I understand that. But I have that on my Mac to auto update, but it doesn't slow down everything. I've noticed when there's auto updates of multiple things on a Windows, the whole computer slows down. And on a Mac, it just works. I don't even know what's happening in the background until a pop-up comes up and says, do you want to reboot or do you just want to wait till later? And it's a major convenience part for that. Another thing is file structure. So I'll give Windows this, and I know there are programs that you can download third-party for Mac to do this. Using Windows for school and for work is because when I have multiple Word documents or multiple emails, whatever the thing is, but multiples of the same program, I can Alt-Tab between those individual things instead of on a Mac Alt-Tabbing to the program that has, say, 2 Pages document open or 2 Word documents open on a Mac, but it's going to the program. I can't individually go to the file itself to bounce between things. Again, it's just a convenience thing, but it really does save a lot of time, especially when I'm bouncing between PDFs and Word documents and an internet browser for school. It's so much faster. It's just so much faster. And I know there are third-party programs, again, for Mac that can do that, but just like natively, Windows wins there. I really like on Windows that I can have the Xbox program on my laptop and it just works. I mean, Microsoft, right? I like that I can have the Xbox controller, again, for Starfield, and it just works. And it's super, like, it's on. As soon as I turn it on, it's connected. I know these are things that have been around for a very long time, but just between the comparisons, that's still where Apple just is slipping for me, and just, it has never been in the gaming thing. And I'm not a big gamer, but like those little things make a big difference. Another thing that I've noticed is ecosystem. So I really like that on my Mac, I can have my iPhone and I can go be doing an activity, taking our daughter to go do something and need to work. And in the Wi-Fi drop down, my phone just pops up and I don't have to do anything on my phone and it just hotspots to it. Which is, again, it's a few seconds, but you're saving time, and it's so easy to be in the ecosystem. As opposed to Windows, I can hotspot to my phone, but it might disconnect, or it'll be clunky when it's trying to do it. And it's just so much easier on Mac. And I know that's in the ecosystem, but it's just, I do it a lot lately because I'm going around to a bunch of places to do family stuff or something, and it's just so much quicker. As far as the hardware itself goes, they're both wonderful. My Framework laptop, the keyboard's great, the screen is great, the build is great, everything is great. I like everything about it. Mac is, it's Apple, right? So build quality is great, keyboard's great, and again, I'm on the M1, so I'm 4 generations behind now. I wouldn't even know. Like, it works so smooth and so great. And it's not even top of the line. It was the base model M1. Well, M1 Pro. So, it went up a little bit just so I could hook up multiple displays. But, it's a basic M1 Pro. And it is 4 generations old. The framework is still incredible with the ports. Every time that I need to hook up to that 1 terabyte drive or get on the 1 terabyte drive that's an expansion card, I am just in awe that no one else is doing this. As time goes on, and whatever that expansion card is, in several years from now it becomes 4 terabyte drive, whatever you want it to be, and all you're having to do is switch out a card. It's just, it's so impressive. And then same thing with, if you need to do HDMI on a regular basis, you just put in an HDMI card. If you need multiple USB-Cs, you just put in multiple USB-Cs. The convenience of the framework is staggeringly impressive. I just can't believe no other major computer company is doing this. Like everyone I have shown this laptop to, which has been quite a few people, every single person that if they at a minimal level work with computers on a regular basis are shocked. And they are looking at how to get one next when their laptop needs upgrading. Every single person. And it's so convenient. And then from a preparedness standpoint, just to go back to that avenue, you have something that can, I mean, unless, some big technological change, can be indefinitely upgradable. Everything, the screen, the cameras, the bezel, the keyboard, the trackpad, the frame, the ports, the battery, the memory, the SSD, the Wi-Fi, everything on this board on the computer can be upgraded and fixed. That's the biggest thing, can be fixed. And I've seen a few videos now. Linus Tech Tips did one, and they had a few of their staff put this thing together, and they have little to no experience building computers, and they did it in almost no time. So if you're not a Mac person and you're a Windows person, this is the only route to go. Like, I can't even imagine recommending anything else. So that's it. Comparison, ease of use, and all those great things. Apple is wonderful, and Framework is in a whole category of its own. And I'm just very impressed. So I just wanted to share because I've been using both weekly for about 6 months. And they're really great. So thank you for watching. This is a little bit longer than I was explaining for. But I really am passionate about these two laptops. They're just a really good direction that technology is going for consumers and for businesses, I guess, too. Thanks for watching.